there, welcome. Day 453. That's a lot of days. Ooh, 455 gets a big box. Real big box. Which I'm sure I will get a universal backup from. The glass texture has been fixed. Well, thank you. I don't use it, but I'm sure those players are happy about it. I didn't read anything else, really. That one caught my attention for some reason, because I think I have the other Tornado IDS. Okay. So this is a pain that they have bestowed upon us who unlock the ADF, which, to be fair, we had to unlock it originally anyway to get the F-16A. But now we've still got to unlock the F-16A to get the F-16C. Hello, welcome. Well, I might not be able to grab it, so you'll have to have it for me. But I appreciate. Mad preach. Alright, so let's see. I had a request for an Italian vehicle. What was it? Which one? Do I even have it? Quite possible I don't even have it. I'm failing to find the one I am looking for. Did they? Where should it be? Again, AV8? Mix of things. It has FC20, Beretta 88, and... oh, there it is. Let's change over to aviation. Nothing. A great big load of nothing. Just a big old nothing. Toss it in a folder. That seems to be a theme in this update. Throw it in a folder. But that is something people were asking for. Can't fault them too much. Just gonna go ahead and do this for the 1,000. Alright. 1.3. Let's see. Italy, 1.3. Air RB. I would say the best way to be top G in War Thunder is to know, to recognize when you're not having fun and when to change things up because of it. Trying to see what influences I see in its design. Oh my. So, what's up with that sight? Is that accurate? I mean, I've seen some strange sights, realistically, but it almost looks like it's just an artifact. I kinda like the shape of the cockpit. Neat. Stuff to shoot. This might be too strong for this. I don't know what it has for weapons. I didn't really check, it just said gun. Guess I gotta try. See what happens. It's a lot of little tanks. A bit close. Yep. I knew he was gonna try. Pull out of it.
We're winning.
Dead yet.
Alla sinistra.
I crashed, but I lived. I did live. Just gonna sit and let it finish it out. Hey, I got one target. It was a ground target, but okay, I'll take it. What else do I have in the Italy tree? What else do they get? It looks like they have a lot of their own designs. And then British? Allies. After at rank 5, it just everything goes everybody else's stuff. That one might look like it's more of a homegrown design. Yeah, the highest level Italian aircraft I have is the Bf-109. That was in one of the last events. And if I remember correctly, I do like using it. It's not bad, because you can strap more gun to it. And that's great. You know, who doesn't just want more gun? It's like why it's sometimes just fun to take out, this one. Just outloaded completely with a gun. Because it sounds hilarious. F-14. Better change that. I'll try one of these and see how it is. See how it goes. Whether or not I'm feeling playing Jets or if I need to play Prop some more. Oh wow, that new RWR is distracting, that's for sure. I really wish I could just turn that thing off. I'm not paying attention to it 99% of the time. That's probably why I die. Also got this weird issue of if you stay with everybody, your chances of surviving are greater, but you might not get any points. If you don't stay with everybody, you're gonna die. But point, good. So many more points. Actually, can we turn off the RWR yet? Nope. It does not look like it. What's in here? Friendly fire isn't friendly. And I just realized that the blue mission objectives have a shield in them, and the red ones have an aiming reticle. And it made me think, in the beginning of this game, did they try doing both the same color and have people bombing their own color? Was that a thing? You're just like, oh, well, I'm blue, I gotta hit the blue things, right? Very stormy. Oop, someone popped. Oh, leave me alone, please. I just want to go drop in some bombs. Please leave me alone. That was a rush straight into death. Great job. Good evening there. How are you today? Millimeters on the B-57. Something like this. The B. Does have an impressive loadout. I do wish they did more with bombers. I guess it's just hard when missiles become more of a thing. And they don't really do anything with stealth. We don't have stealth aircraft yet. B-57B. Nice. Oh, let's see. What do I feel like doing? Someone else, I guess. Let's do a little bit here. Hello there, welcome. Big. Good luck with yours. See you tomorrow. That extra wiggle on load-in. Woof. I can only imagine, like, in VR how that feels. You pop in and your plane just... Oh. I can't read any of this. Does that say cockpit? Or some equivalent? Because I'm getting cockpit feel. I could be completely wrong, though. I think it's an airfield out in the frozen lake. Yeah, I think that's just straight up an airfield. Right there in the frozen lake. Anything in particular I should know about the early MiGs? Oh, it's an interesting air intake design. I love looking at the different engineering designs every country took towards the same problems. It's just so interesting. And so much of it then is just driven by, like, way of life and general culture. I have no idea. It's a hard thing to know, really. I feel like Well, it's that question of necessity is the mother of all invention. And that you won't really know that you've created an invention when you do it. It will just happen.
We are losing.
And you will just have that creation that you needed for that purpose. Without thinking about it, you created a thing. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm hoping that I can invent something. And I'm curious to see what that ends up being. You leave that little yak alone. Yak boy gonna die. He's having a bad time. Here you go. I got one of them. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please stop. You on the other hand. Oh shoot, he got me. I got one though. Now, if we're saying weird things I'd want to exist, telepresence. True telepresence. I would want to work on that. The ability to fully project your presence across the internet. Whether that's through, say, a robot that you take control of in one place and it feeds all of the sensations to your body. I would say I'm very interested in the human input device, that area between person and computer, machine interface. All the different ways that we've come up with to do that. I love the idea of VR. I've only ever gotten to try it once, like an engineering thing that I was going to. And this was around the early years of VR, so I haven't tried anything newer. But I would really love to. I just haven't put the money into one because I feel like I'm still waiting on the tech to get quite there, and it feels like it's been almost there for the past 4 years. And we're just kind of waiting for that next step to happen. The PlayStation VR, the new one, with its eye tracking and the ability to focus on the environment like that, is a game changer, though. And I think that's the thing that is needed. And once that gets into more headsets, then I really want to get one. But I would really like to just get like an Index 2, if I'm being honest. I just want an updated Index, because out of all the companies, the one that I feel most trustworthy towards there is Steam. But yeah, at some point, I would love to have a full VR setup. Full body tracking, everything. I think it would be, honestly, a great way to just get a little exercise. Doing something fun. Russia 5.0 ground or air? Or Navy? I will say, the Russian naval ships, I love their color scheme. That cold steel blue with the red decking. Such a good choice of colors. That looks buggy. Don't look directly at the storm clouds. What a foggy map. I don't think either game does it. I think only DCS does it, but showing rain and moisture on the outside of your cockpit.
Request air recon.
It's not Russian. Oh, that might have been somebody. But no, the PlayStation VR 2, whatever they call it, I don't remember. The one with the eye tracking system. That's the computational savings that gives you are comparable to when developers realized they didn't need to render everything this player wasn't looking at. I would consider it in the same category of advancement. Yeah, the size thing is important. A weight on your head can get very uncomfortable very quickly. Like, you may not think it from the amount, but 1, 2, 3 pounds on your head constantly all day is a lot of strain. Yep. I think my only concern with something smaller like that would be just making sure the seal is good to not let in external light. But as long as the seal was fine, yeah, absolutely, bring it. But the other advantage is, with something like that and being able to shrink those systems down, you open up the avenue for, we'll keep the same size headsets, but we're able to do so much more with them. Like, say, introducing things like force feedback more. Introducing other additional electronics or sensing to help figure out your location in the environment. There's more space available for that. I'm just out here dying. Come on. The little MiG that could. Come on, you can do it. Oh. No. He couldn't do it. No, we're gonna take the Cobb. Cobb time. I'll pay for that crew. They deserve that extra training. They've earned it. But I think another piece of the puzzle of VR is the haptic feedback of what you're experiencing. And I've seen some of the initial developments for this, such as devices to force your fingers away from the center or away from a closed fist so that it can mimic you grabbing something. The dangers, of course, with that are pretty apparent. Like, does anybody remember that scene from Iron Man when they were testing out the suit design and it spins the guy and splits his spine in half? That sort of issue. But that's kind of the stuff that we are heading towards, really. It all links in with each other, all of it. Gives me a little bit of a dragonfly.
Attention to the designated grid square. I agree.
Did you know? Did you know that the dragonfly is one of the most successful hunters in all the animal kingdom, with a near 99% success rate in its hunt, where most animals are around 35 to 40% success rate. The reason for this is basically their pathfinding algorithm is better. Dragonflies don't chase the target. They chase where the target will be and intercept it. Whereas most animals, even things like lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, all work more on a chase the target system in their brain. You know, they just chase after said thing. They're not thinking far enough ahead as where will thing be? Where should I be in relation to hit it? A dragonfly, that little insect on the other hand, does do that. Predicts where its target will be and strike at the location it's going to end up. Yep, I'm still enjoying the Cobb. I think it's a fun vehicle. Look at this. Look at this. It's like so juicy. Oh, so good. 8. Wow. That's too much. The Cobb is great. Perfect plane. They didn't need anything else. That's what the Soviets should have done. They should have just built 100,000 of these and just used them. Wouldn't have needed anything else, just these. Ooh, what's the new map? I'm just shooting at a destroyer here for... what level or what battle rating rank? Ugh. What planes is it at? So I got in the Soviet tree. The A-20. This one, the story behind this one is they had a event, I think it was, and it was a, oh, what's it called? In the thingy here, when you can get the extra stickers. Top tier, but good size for props as well. Okay. No, I don't think I've seen it yet. What's the name of it? But I got this one because it required a rank 3 aircraft to get the thing. And I think it was a space thing. And that's why I did it, was space. I haven't started playing Kerbal Space Program on the channel yet, but that's a very good chance I will at some point. Because that's kind of, well, one of the games that started me down the path I went on. That and Minecraft. Between those two games, I ended up in computers and engineering. Good stuff. Rocky Pillars. Rocky Pillars? No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to keep an eye out. It was this one, I believe. I think. I'm gonna guess that it was. Then go with that. I feel like playing for a little bit more today than normal, so I'm just going to take this one out and go use it for a match. That's way too much for me to spend on that. We're just going to take this one out. And then I'm going to go do another jet mission. Jet battle. Not gonna lie, there is some Ardbot lore in the background that I've been working on as to why they are bees and why they have tanks and planes. They gave me something else to do, basically. It looks like my plane, but not.
I agree.
Look at the size of them bombs. Look at them. Look at that. That's a biggin. That's a proper biggin. Hanging fog. That sounds fun, actually. That would actually add a really interesting element to the game. Man, you could just duck down into the clouds. I can't remember, but I think the few times I've really had to go against it, clouds interfere with infrared tracking missiles. As it should. Realistically, depending on the density of the cloud formation, it would interfere with radar systems, too. Yes, that intrusive thought did slip in a little bit. Not gonna lie, I did have the thought. It was just like, what if? They'd never expect it. Nobody's expect a thing. Yeah. Coastal. I can't quite figure out a reasonable way to aim bombs while, without a targeting computer. Like, what's the, honestly, the lazy way people do bombing? There, almost there, Almost there. Come on. Turn a little bit. Not that much. And drop. And away they go. Now let's pick a fight, because I think that's really funny to do in this. I have more plane than you. Fight me. Nope. Yeah, I get that dive bombing works well, but I feel like that's kind of dependent on when you get air brakes. But more if I'm flying at an altitude. Like, I know there's a formula and stuff for it, but I don't feel like doing that every time. Yeah, the lazy way is guessing. Like, to a degree, I guess if I'm coming in at a right angle for it, and I wait long enough, that's about the laziest you can get for it. Kind of like how I use the Cobb. I just wait until I'm really low to the ground and then drop them. What other jets do I have that I have not taken out in a while? Got the A-10, but it's so slow. It's so slow. I have the A7, the D model. What's the difference between these two? Which one's better? Sometimes I notice that the early one is better than the later one, but not always. That's a lot of stuff. That's an impressive loadout of bombs. That's 12,000 pounds of bomb. It's a lot of bomb. An air bomb. What's this one got? Similar, but AGM-62s. I don't care for those things. Which basically means I suck at using them. I'm gonna take Tomcat back out. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. But it makes sense. I suppose if I wanted to help my understanding of it, I could sit and do out the math for it. I thought about just doing that so that I had it available to me whenever I did want to try and calculate that. Because obviously, you know, dropping a falling object while you're traveling at a certain velocity from a certain distance in the air, there's a known number for where it's going to land and how far away it's going to land. That's kind of what I'm meaning with the specific craft stuff. Because I've noticed that on a couple of aircraft where it's definitely like that. And it's almost intuitive to know when it works. So it must have been a part of the design methodology. Kind of like the idea of keeping iron sights in case your electric sight goes down. Nowadays, I think it's actually moving towards looking at that as old-fashioned. Only bomb next to buildings so it slams into the side. Yeah, that works. I just like to look at the cockpits. They're so cool. There's so many cool things. Like, as a computer nerd, being able to look at all the dials, the sensors, all of this stuff. It's so good. My dream game is basically an aircraft simulator, but Gundams, mechs, that sort of thing. I want that same level of detail and quality to all the buttons, switches, bells, and whistles, but placed into, like, fictional mechs. Yeah, you'd be competing with netcode trying to drop the bombs in this game. And at the end of the day, netcode is the god of this world. I do think a part and piece that I want to get before I get a VR system would end up being rudder pedals. Oh god, that'd be amazing. Like, I'm not even a part of the Zaku fandom, but that'd be amazing. I would totally get into Zaku's just for that. Oh, it's over the ridge. Wait. Not sure what just happened there. That was strange. I think my bomb series got reset. That would be next level. Yeah, put on a force feedback vest and a helmet and have it really thrash you around. Now, my first, to give you some idea, my first Gundam show was Gundam Wing. And my favorite Gundam from said show was Heavy Arms, which was basically just many machine guns, many missiles. All the missiles. Yeah, I feel like you'd have to do two, because the one that I'm thinking of would be closer to DCS than War Thunder. Operational warfare. You know, you're managing, there's a platoon of gun tanks over on another ridge. Epion, okay. I had a friend who was an Epion fan. He was also a Gundam Death Scythe fan, which I'm imagining you are as well. Which I think, if I'm remembering, I just started rewatching Gundam Wing. I haven't seen it in ages. I'm only a couple episodes in, but I feel like I remember liking the Toggies. Was one of them. And another one being Gundam Wing itself. I like the laser weaponry, beam weaponry, that sort of stuff. Computationally intensive. Did he just, like, VTOL land? It's almost what that looked like.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Get down. Do it. There we go. I couldn't see my shadow. I couldn't tell how far away I was. Oh, I got a good question for you then. If you've seen any of the other Gundams, what's your favorite Gundam series? With the computers thing, it's hard to really pin it down. What a job title says versus what we tend to do are very different beasts, just because anybody outside of computers doesn't fully understand what we do. So with them coming up with the titles and stuff most of the time, it's weird. But I am, you could say, a general systems administrator for a medium-sized organization, and I am the only one. I manage all of their computers, all of their everything like that, all of them. I have to get contractors to help with some things, which is a real pain. But I'm hoping soon they'll let me hire a technician to help me. I kind of want to get the AIM-7s. A G-suit might be a good idea. I kind of pass out a good amount. I tend to overdo it. Describe what I do as the glue that holds the organization together. Because computers, servers, networks, all of this stuff is the modern lifeblood of it all. And if it goes down, everything goes down. Especially as we go and put more and more things as computerized systems. And it's one of those funny jokes. I don't have a single smart device in my home. Don't want them. I don't trust a single one of them. But if I wanted to add stuff like that, I actually have the capability of, I can make those simple systems myself. Those things are not that complicated from a hardware perspective. And getting software, servers and stuff to run it there's a lot of open source stuff available now. And if you want servers, you can get them cheap. Companies are usually tossing that stuff out. they try to replace them like every year and upgrade to the latest and greatest, and you can get decent servers for like half the cost, quarter of the cost, no more than a couple years old. But back on Gundam, oh, I didn't see it mentioned, but oh yes, my funding is fairly good because they trust my judgment on it. They basically handed me a company credit card and said, do what you need to. And that's what I do. They give me autonomy to make sure things work correctly and trust my judgment on them. It's a nice feeling to, compared to stuff I've done in the past, to have a company, an organization trust you like that. And it does make me even just feel a bit of a loyalty about it, because like, this is my work. All of it is my work. Everything in it is my design. The network, the servers, all of it is my design. I would call myself a master generalist when it comes to computers. I can do just about anything with a computer, but anything really, really specific, I'm not really going to be capable of. But I know enough to know who to find that will be.
Attention to the map.
But on the Gundam ones, visually, I have not seen Unicorn. I have seen Thunderbolt and loved it visually. Just spectacular. I don't think I've finished it, so I can't really speak to the story yet. I know it was short, but there's something there. 8th MS Team, I never got to watch. And the only other ones that I had seen were Gundam Seed, which is basically just a retelling of the original Gundam story, and Gundam Seed Destiny, and Gundam 00. And of course Gundam Wing. But out of all the ones I've seen, Gundam 00 is my favorite. Pop. I got distracted talking about robots. I have no idea what'll end up in the bees lore. I have all kinds of wild ideas for it, like whether or not they're, well, like what's, like it's a bee. It comes from a hive, obviously, or a group of bees. What are they called? The Ardians, maybe? Something like that? Aardians. And here. Oh, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. That's too expensive. Let's take the F-16 out. Kira is definitely a different direction for a protagonist, but yeah, I get it. Gundam 00 is definitely up there as a favorite, and I think because it was the first to do the 2 seasons thing, it helped it tremendously. Because part of the reason I didn't like Gundam Seed was the reuse of animation cells. Like, ugh, it was just terrible. Like, they'd take one scene of one of the Gundams or something shooting, and then reuse that 150 times for the next 3 episodes, and just swap out the background. And then you get to Gundam 00, and every scene is unique now. It was so much higher quality for that. Nice. Yeah, I gotta give it to Japanese intro songs. They go hard. Spot nothing. I think I started Iron Blood Orphans. I don't remember getting far into it. I think something came up more than I wasn't interesting. So I'll have to add that one back on the list. Somebody's tracking me. Yes, I would definitely say the Dynamez is a real high point of the series for me. Absolutely. The amount of calculations involved in that just were like, that targeting computer. Wow. Dead algorithm. You know, scenes that give credence to what goes into stuff like that always are a high point to me. Another great example I could give is the scene from Evangelion where they're rerouting all of the power across Japan to fire the beam rifle at Ramiel. And just the amount of infrastructure, technology, people involved in pulling off something like that for a one-ditch shot is just intense. Quick one. He lives for today. Oh. That was a bit close. I probably should have been more careful there. Oh, come on. I was shooting at that one, too. I get talking, I definitely don't play as well. That's for sure. I get thinking about too many other things. I have watched Yamato. I have watched the new Yamato, I think. Star Blazers, I think it's also known as Space Battleship Yamato. And Legend of Galactic Heroes, I have not seen, but I know it's highly revered. I do know it's one of those ones that you really got to be in a certain mood for it, because it is mostly political intrigue and talking. Does it get nothing else? Nothing else. Okay. Is this one? Nope. What's the difference between them? I have no clue. I just want to take it out because it's silly looking. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to fly it because it was silly. What's this? A hydroplane. Oh, let's see. What am I doing instead then? Japan it is. I am feeling all over the place. But because we're talking Japan stuff, I guess I'm going to play Japan. I didn't even know they were doing a remake. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things where I've heard so many positive things about the original that it would be a disservice to not see the original first. But I feel like for somebody new, really wouldn't matter. But because I've been a member of that kind of community for a while and haven't seen it yet, I really should. Other big one, of course, and I'm surprised this one hasn't come up yet, Ghost in the Shell. The intersection between philosophy and computing. It's like they are so intrinsically entwined with one another. Because philosophy being like the raw study of knowledge and computation, information technology just being the application of knowledge. It's why I personally feel that if you go into computer engineering, computer science, you should aim to take a couple extra philosophy classes. Like, yeah, engineers are required to take like a business ethics class, but specifically for people in computers, I think it would be really important that they take stuff regarding more general themes in philosophy. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a map with aircraft carriers. Like, oh my, this is literally the first time I've ever seen this. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Maybe that's why they don't do aircraft carriers. Yeah, I haven't seen the recent Ghost in the Shell. I don't really plan to. I have it, and maybe it'll be something I watch one of them days as just a goof. Yeah, this is, I think this is definitely new. And I think it's a little buggy. A good laugh, though. I don't have the Sea Harrier. I do have the AV-8. If you want to see that one. But I don't have the Sea Harrier. But the AV-8 is same thing but American. And a little bit different looking nose. That's an interesting point. If everybody has naval ones. I've seen a couple, there's a couple that spawned in Sky up there, a Kiowa 61 and a Kiowa 84. But I'm not sure what those are, I don't know enough about them. Ooh, what did the update do with the AV-8? I only have the A right now, but I can buy the C. If it gets something extra. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, they got AIM-9Ms, didn't they? Did that get AIM-9Ms? Well, I think I'm definitely going to be checking something out at least. Because I want to play with those. Aww. Oh well. AV-8 is still a lot of fun, and it got me through so much of the air grind. Is everyone, and why am I so far ahead? Probably because I was speeding. Nice. They're gonna make me unlock the 16A first before I can get the C. Even though I have the ADF already. And it's foldered now, under the A. Oh no. If I want to land and get repaired now, I have to land on the carrier. Weird. I don't know, it looks like I can start unlocking stuff for it and grinding for it, but it doesn't. It says under it it says under it that it requires another vehicle to be purchased. No air brake. I should probably go try and repair. This is gonna go badly. I mean, I have managed to land a couple times. And I've managed to land the F-14 once. Maybe this will go fine. I can try to shoot at this person. Good ab. Okay, he's going down. I'll get that in a second. There we go. I'm gonna cut back my engine a little bit here. Overheating. Oh, I don't know. It might have been. It might have been that they originally folded it the other way around because of the layout it had before. I don't know. All I know is it said under it for me I needed to buy the Block 10. At least I think it said that. I would have to look at it again and verify. Yep, we're gonna see what happens. I think that's the one I took off from. Did I get it? I got it. Whew. That is nerve-wracking to do. I was almost too short there. I had to gun it a little bit to feel better.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
They get your heart pumping though. Weirdly enough. Trying to land on a carrier. Yeesh. Yes. Probably fairly frequently. Does the other team get an airfield on that island? It looks like they do over on B, so I guess if you tried to take B early, you would get an airfield here to land on? Yeah, now they need to try and implement a map like this with modern aircraft, so we can make use of those, naval missiles. Yeah, I don't typically use them outside of, playing Navy, yeah, true. You can, sink a carrier, I believe. I think it's one of the achievements. There is an achievement for landing on them, too.
The enemy is attacking our base. We must reinforce its defenses.
Yeah, that one. Yep, the one plane. And I have it sitting in my inventory, unused. Oh, I get it. They need to have somebody land on the runway to take it. I guess I might as well help with this. Oh, somebody already down there. Yeah, I won't need to. I think I'll need to. Yeah, I pretty much just held on to it because it's like a rank 7 German plane. I figured at some point it'll be worth money. They're easy to kill.
We captured the airfield. We must not let the enemy recapture it.
This was hit them before. That one didn't work as well. And get back here. Oh, I hit him good. Got the kill from it. 2. Got a bomber and got a fighter. It's a good crash. Hit that debris scatter. I got the achievement, land on an aircraft carrier, for that. Oh my, they've changed so many things around that now I don't have things unlocked. I did have things unlocked. AV8. All right. Let me go ahead and spend this on... What's this one? Yeah. Yeah, it won't let me buy it yet, though. Because they've moved everything around. Okay, now do I want to take my regular loadout? Which is typically bombs, some missiles, and some chaff. Yeah, I think that's fine. I can always drop the bombs if I need to. Alright, you have a good night. See you tomorrow. Oh, it's the new map. I have better luck with 300 meter on this. This is a different looking map. I like the color. More green. Go. Let's see here. Bit of Valley. We'll have to let him know so we can check it out tomorrow. Oh, we got 2. It crashed right at the beginning. Hello. And goodbye. Yes, you're much faster than me. I don't believe this plane can even hit supersonic. Even in a dive, I've tried and haven't been able to hit supersonic with it. actually going to go into the pillars, heading towards that point. It feels so slow after playing with the faster jets. And it's not slow is the funny part. If I really wanted slow, I'd be in the A10. Yeah, this would be a lot of fun in props. Very silly, but totally just happened. On dive, get down there. Nope, too far.
My engine's been hit.
I didn't pull out of that one. It didn't work.
We are losing.
And now they're punishing me for it. They went, no, that was awful. Timeout. I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Got an hour and a half in this. But thank you everyone for joining me. I'll be playing again tomorrow night with some more AirRB. If you have a suggestion for a plane you'd like to see, make it down in the comments, and we'll see what I can do next session. So until tomorrow night, good night and goodbye.